is Valley News Live at 6.
Fargo's mask mandate is set to expire at midnight tonight, but before the final decision is made, Fargo Mayor Dr. Tim Mahoney wants to make sure the city passes a short checklist.
Mahoney says, first, the percentage of active cases in Fargo should be under 3%. All high-risk people in Phase 1B should be vaccinated, and that there needs to be no widely circulating variants of the coronavirus in the U.S. that will cause higher hospitalization and death rates.
City commissioners are meeting right now to talk about that mask mandate. Here's a live feed of that meeting. We have a reporter at tonight's meeting, and we'll bring you the very latest on valleynewslive.com and tonight at 10.
Now, we don't get to say this very often, but today there's little to no wind throughout much of the valley. Based on what Hutch was saying late last week, it's not going to stay that way. Hutch, what can you tell us about tonight?
Well, tonight looks absolutely fantastic, Andrea, as we head into the evening hours. Temperatures in the 50s, and we've turned the wind valve off at least a little bit as we begin a work week in the mid-50s in Gwinner, and peak temperatures a little cooler for our neighbors down to the central part of Minnesota. A look from the Dakota Magic Casino shows the flags are flapping. Increasing clouds from the south and from the northwest, but it's a system to the south that will be pushing its way in our general direction, and we'll have changes beginning as early as tomorrow afternoon for many of us. Here's a look at that first alert weather day for Wednesday. By Wednesday morning, snow will be on the ground for some. I'll have hour-by-hour details on that, but for tonight, get out and enjoy. Temperatures slipping into the upper 30s by bedtime tonight as the clouds build in from the south. Grand Forks, we could see a few clouds move in from the west. All in all, it looks like a quiet evening ahead. Enjoy it while you can. I'll have hour-by-hour details on changes in the forecast here in just a couple of moments.
Okay, thanks, Hutch.
Somebody saying that some little kids told the caller that a little kid had been shot. We were hearing reports that possibly the children were playing with it, thought it wasn't a real gun.
We are continuing to follow some tragic news tonight out of Moorhead. We learned this afternoon that a 6-year-old boy is dead after a shooting that happened last night. Joining us now from where it happened is Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley. Bailey, what can you tell us?
Mike, at this point, there's still a lot of questions in this case. While dispatch audio from last night indicates that there were 5 children present at the time that this shooting happened, Moorhead police have not been able to confirm that detail with us. We also don't know the ages of the other children involved. And while we have learned today that some of those children are siblings, we don't know the relation of all of the children. Now, dispatch audio from last night also indicates that none of the children lived here last night, which begs the question, who was responsible for the children at that time, and where did they go, and why did they leave the children alone? Now, I did speak with some criminal lawyers earlier today, and they said that in a case like this, the adults responsible could face charges, something like child endangerment. 2 lawyers I did speak with today said that in a very rare case in something like this, adults could be facing manslaughter charges. But again, they both emphasize that that is very rare. Now, in the state of Minnesota, the child under the age of 14 is incapable of being held criminally responsible. At this point, Moorhead police also say it's still unclear if this is an intentional or accidental shooting. We'll continue to keep you updated. Live in Moorhead tonight, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Bailey. And you can hear more of the dispatch audio on our VNL News app.
Meanwhile, another child was shot in West Fargo. It happened before 9 last night in the 1500 block of 11th Avenue East. We're now learning that someone at the property was targeted due to some sort of argument that happened earlier in the day. The child was not the intended target of the shooting and sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the victim is in stable condition.
As expected, 27-year-old Andrea Payne pleaded guilty today to aiding an offender in second-degree murder. Payne was one of 3 charged for helping cover up the April 2020 murder of 19-year-old Destiny Avery in Moorhead. Payne will be sentenced on May 3rd. Meanwhile, the search is over for a man accused of shooting 3 people and who is considered to be armed and dangerous. Brandon Grant is in jail tonight after being arrested after midnight at the Hotel Deluxe in Fargo. He was wanted in connection to the shooting outside the Bismarck Tavern in downtown Fargo.
A Fargo man who was facing a tampering with evidence charge has died. Cass County authorities say 32-year-old Derek Peterson passed away over the weekend. They say tests are being done to determine the exact cause of death. Peterson was tied to the suspected overdose death of 29-year-old Jake Davis on January 2nd. Davis was found in the stairwell of a South Fargo apartment building.
Nearly a dozen chickens were killed in a fire that took place in Wadena County over the weekend. Sheriff's investigators say it happened on Saturday morning. The homeowner said that he heard a pop and saw the barn-style building on fire. Due to strong winds, the fire spread quickly to a nearby garage, chicken coop, and also damaged the siding on the family's home. The exact cause of that fire has not been released.
In tonight's vaccine coverage, Clay County Public Health is hosting a vaccine clinic from 9 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. tomorrow. Shots are available for people 65 and older, people with certain health conditions, and some essential workers. You can find the link to sign up as well as a full list of who's eligible on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story. To stay on top of the latest COVID vaccine-related information, use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's right on the homepage of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen right now, then tap the link that pops up.
The situation at the U.S. border with Mexico is intensifying as thousands of migrants and children are stuck in U.S. Customs and Border Protection custody, and North Dakota could be involved. Over the weekend, reports indicated that border officials were requesting flights to potentially fly immigrants to northern states like Montana, Michigan, or North Dakota. This comes as thousands of unaccompanied minors find themselves in horrible conditions while in custody. U.S. Senator John Hoeven of North Dakota said, or who plans on visiting the facilities Friday, says that they don't have much information on where the migrants could be sent.
We don't know whether there's going to be something in our part of the country yet. Obviously, that's something we're checking into, but we know that they are looking at places where they can house people.
But Customs and Border Protection representatives from our region say there are currently no plans that they know of to transfer migrants from the southwest border to the northern border. Now, U.S. Senator Kevin Cramer weighed in as well today, saying he spoke to Homeland Security over the weekend, and they told him migrants won't be transferred to northern borders.
If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, several teachers have a little less hair today in an effort to support one of their own.
And we begin the work week with beautiful conditions, clear skies, and an excellent view of the rising sun this morning. Coming up, we have changes in your midweek forecast, including a first alert weather day for Wednesday from a storm system to our south. All details in your hour-by-hour forecast coming up right after this.